What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my stream. I am Peter Roman. This channel name is Lorenz Arrow. I don't know if that's me or if that's something I made. It's always a little bit awkward, trying to figure out if this is me or if this is something I made. Because a lot of social media influencers, they'll name their channel after themselves, even if it's like an alter ego or their brand. I think what I made right here, this guy, he's sort of the mascot of the channel, Let's put it that way. And then I would like to make an AI surrounding this character, this mascot, this product. I just like brands, I just like Coca-Cola, Microsoft, McDonald's. Just long-standing brands that sort of are a staple in culture. And I always wanted my own because I think those stories are inspiring. But anyways, if this is your first time here, we're developing a video game demo for my website, lorenzarrow.com, which is this guy right here. There's a game here right now that takes forever to load, but eventually when it does, it will show you. It's kind of just a racing game. You can fly this guy. So just to give you some perspective on the controls are exactly the same, but just to give you some perspective on where we were, which is here, and then where we are now, which is here. This has a more of a storyline feel to it. It's almost done. There's just a few bugs that I'm running into. The map could definitely be better. I mean, it's kind of crap. This building that I made is very crap too. It's like not detailed at all. Yeah, see the map here? It's like it ends right here, so it's not really a big deal that it doesn't continue for storage and space reasons. It probably doesn't need to extend all the way out to this way either. I don't know why it does. I could probably clean that up. But I was trying to get the mechanics going. And there's a few things that I wrote down in my notes that I want to fix.
My head, where's my rifle?
Oh, what the hell?
Right, fragments, just keep moving, down the road.
Why am I spawned all the way up here? That's weird. Okay, let's try that again. Make sure my audio is good.
Okay, my head, where's my rifle?
Okay. So,
right, fragments, just keep moving, down the road.
If you were here last, the beginning streams, I couldn't jump on the left side of the road, but someone from the forums told me that my collision entity was too long, my ground entity.
Drones, standard Thorn Industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal. But there it is, the Aeroboticar, my baby. Built her piece by piece on deployment, only way across.
Okay. So he says deployment because he was like he's a Navy SEAL. It's just part of the story. It's not really based on facts. I wasn't a Navy SEAL in real life. I was thought about what that would be, and it's I listen to stories from Navy SEALs, and it does not sound fun. And I heard from Ty Lopez, he said that people who rank highly in psychopathy, the highest, are usually Army Rangers or Navy SEALs. Psychopathy is not what you think it is. It's, you know, we think of like killers and stuff as psychopaths, but they're just extremely logical and they have very few emotions. We'll just leave it at that.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Good. Now try W, A, S, and D for directional thrust. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
See, I need to fix...
That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
I sort of want to make it so that the Aeroboticar doesn't do this right here, which is like spin. I only want it to be in this to this range right here, so that people can't like spin around and shoot. You know?
Good. Land here and press X to exit.
I also need the marsh to be lethal, so when you land in it, you take damage. But this is the part I want to fix. When I press X, I'm going to land backwards. Instead of facing the building, I'm going to be facing the marsh.
Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
So, let me just tell that to chat. I mean, Gemini. When the player exits the Aeroboticar just before picking up the part where he picks up the data core, the player is not facing the progression of the map. Instead, he is rotated 180 degrees, facing back where he came from. Rotated. The story progresses in the, I think that's the positive Z direction, right? Hold on. Which way does he face? The Aeroboticar goes positive X direction. The game progresses in the positive X direction. Let's see what it says. I hope this isn't a bug that takes all stream to fix. That's what happened yesterday. I was stuck on the data core bug for like an hour and a half yesterday. So now when you go pick up the data core, you pick it up and it actually like disappears and picks up. I've never really looked around in this building that I built. The garage door in real life probably would never be against the thing like that. Third combat.
More of them. They must know I have the core. That's the last. Lorenz will be waiting at the extraction point.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
Okay, Lorenz should be right here. That's strange. Car meeting point. Car meeting point is right here. Is it like falling from the ground or something? From the sky? That's strange. Where's the third combat? Over here. Trigger building exit. 480. I'm not sure why that's happening, but let's fix the thing that we were talking about before. That's a great catch. That's a classic game dev problem. When the player exits the car, their rotation isn't being set, so they just default to the car's last orientation. The fix is to manually set the player's rotation inside your level 1 JS script right at the moment they exit the car. I've updated the onPlayer exit car function in the file. This new code will grab the player entity and force its Y rotation to negative 90 degrees, which will make them face the positive X direction as you specified. I've also added a line to find the player's camera entity and reset its vertical pitch so they aren't looking left at the sky or the ground. Here's the complete updated file. Thank you, Gemini. That is... I keep reading stuff about how AI is taking jobs. And it's true. Like, you know, I mean, a programmer would cost lots of money. Am I programming right now? I don't know. But like, you know, writing the code out, stuff like that. I guess I'm like prompt engineering, which actually is quite a bit of money. Because you need to know how to prompt, and there's a certain level of coding that you need to know in order to be able to successfully sort of progress. Let's see if that fixed the... Whoa. What just happened? You took away spawner 3. You took away spawner 3 right here. Spawner wave 3 and third combat. Car meeting point. You need to work off of the latest script. I uploaded it. It has the spawner 3 and everything up to date. I wonder why the car meeting point is not working. It should be. It's right here. My apologies. I used the file just uploaded as the base. It looks like the fix for the player's rotation, which you asked for early, didn't make it into that version. Here's the complete updated file. I've taken the new script provided and added the fix to on-player exited car function. So the player should now be facing the correct direction when they exit the car. It's strange because car meeting point was working yesterday after I ended the stream. I was able to play the full game, so it's weird that the Aeroboticar is not spawning there. Infiltrate building. Alright, let's see. Let's play
My head. Where? Right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road. Drones. Standard Thorn industry models. I'm still... If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh lead...
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how... Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
Why are they stuck over there?
That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
Alright, man, stop freaking bouncing around, please. Alright, so... Doesn't look like there's an Aeroboticar.
Land here and press X to it. Got it.
Nope.
This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side.
Oh, there it is.
Solon.
There it is.
More of them. They must know I have the core.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
That did not work. The car did spawn that time. Don't know why. It didn't spawn the first time. I hope that doesn't happen to people who play the game. On player exited car. Let's look for the function on player exited car. Player exited car, center rotation to positive direction, -90 on Y. Why would it be -90 on Y though? Let's see if that's right. This is Y right here. Wouldn't it be +90? I think it's +90. What am I pressing? Caps lock? On player exited car. This is I think this should be +90. Oh, let's run it again. Parse. And let's run it. Let's see.
My head. Where's my... Right?
Right
Fragments.
here.
Just keep moving down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal.
But there it is,
Stolen?
my
You
baby,
look like
built
hell.
her on
Thorn's
deployment,
forces
only
are
way
everywhere.
across.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me?
Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
I could probably just exit right now, but I want to just make sure that the player is...
Good. Land here and press
X.
X to exit. Got it.
What?
This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the
That didn't work. Set Euler angle 090. That's weird. That did not work. I didn't mean to yell. I just, let's make sure the Aeroboticar is spawning. Nope, the Aeroboticar did not spawn that time.
More of them. They must know I have the core.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
I think it's because I waited too long. If I wait too long, the car doesn't spawn. You're right, my apologies. It looked like I fixed the proposal is not in level 1 module you just provided. You are 100% correct to point that out. Let's work from level 1 you uploaded. The problem is that the on-player exit function in the file we provided doesn't have any code to change the player's rotation. It just changes the game state. Here's the uploaded file. I've added the rotation fix function. This will grab your player entity, force it to face positive X duration, and reset the camera's pitch so you are looking straight ahead. No, it has that. This player set Euler angles. It is negative 90 actually. Oh, okay. I already did this though. I could probably get out of the car earlier and not fly.
Ahead, right? Fragments. Just keep moving down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's
Nope.
forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start with the basics. Spam I, J, K, and L to feel out the vertical thrusters.
On player exit, it still is facing backwards. I parsed it, right? I added the updated code, but when I exit the Aeroboticar, it still makes the player look backwards. What if I take the entire map and spin it 180 degrees? You're completely right. My apologies for the confusion. Let's fix that right now. You just provided this new code. Will grab your player entity and force it to face a positive X direction. Here's the complete... Bro, Gemini, are you fried right now, bro? I think if you prompt it like too much and it has to remember too much. Let's see if the console fires. Current state, land and exit. I wonder if this is causing it state and land and exit. If this current state, land and exit. This dialog system prompt enter car. Hide the press X to exit. If this player console log player exited. If this player console log level 1 manager player exited car.
My head, where's right? Fragments. Just keep moving down the road.
Let's look at the console.
Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at if Thorn's drones are here. This whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
It says attempt.
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start with the basics. Spam I, J, K, and L to feel out the vertical thrusters.
I think it's because he's putting it in like this. Hold on, let me play the game through.
My head, where's my rifle? Right? Fragments. Just keep moving.
I wonder if it's because I have to wait for him to stop talking.
Drones, standard Thorn industry models. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Okay.
Did you forget? Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
Let's let him finish talking this time.
Good. Land here and press X to exit.
Okay, state, land, and exit.
Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
Player exited, setting rotation to face plus X direction. -90 on Y. Set Euler angles. If camera entity set Euler angle 0, 0, 0, could not find player camera. Reset local rotation so it's looking straight forward. Camera player. I feel like quitting, man. I feel like quitting this whole thing. Like, I've been staring at this for now 8 days in a row. You know, makes me want to quit right now. Like, it's such a small detail. I'm like, why do I care so much about it? Just let it go, blah blah blah. People will turn around when they get out, all this and that. And it's like this simple code that Gemini is saying is going to fix it isn't working. And it's like, if Gemini can't fix it, how am I supposed to fix it? You know, it's, you know, it just, like, some shit that's supposed to work sometimes doesn't work. Like, you do it right, you know, you do it right and it still doesn't work. And what does the console say? Level 1 manager. Player exited car, setting rotation to face positive X direction. Controller switch back, logic finished. Let's just tweak this. Maybe this should be 120. I don't know why. I'm just guessing and checking.
My head, right? Fragments. Just keep moving down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start with the good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
You know
More
what it
drones.
is?
Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
Hold on. You know what it is? I think I just figured it out. Change this back to whatever the hell it was, 90. I think it should be on Switch, I think. Let's get rid of the change on level 1. Back to original on player exited car. I think it should be on Switch. Why did I upload level 1 manager, bro? Am I retarded, bro? Error during exit car. Yeah, I think it's on this one. Sorry, but I think the Euler angle change on exit car should be on switch.js. No. My fault. God damn, I'm an idiot. Enter car. Okay, this is enter car. You're 100% correct. That is a much better place for that logic. My apologies. The switch script is what handles the player exiting, so it's the perfect place to also handle setting their rotation. The level 1 manager should only care that they exited, not how they were rotated. I've made the changes to switch. I've moved the rotation logic into the exit car function. It will now set the player's rotation to face the positive X direction. Okay, it didn't give me the full code. This ready to exit equals false. Camera switch. Try. Can you give me the full script? Don't redact anything for brevity. Teleport player position after detaching. Player exit position, new PC vec. Player exit position. Oh. Absolutely, it's much easier work with the full files instead of trying to piece together the changes. My apologies for the confusion with the previous responses. Here are the complete up-to-date scripts for both switch. The full switch file. This version now correctly handles setting the player's rotation when they exit the car. Alright, my bad, guys. I thought it was on level 1 manager. I'm kind of... I was watching this video of Andrew Tate. He was like, if you want to get rich, it's like going to the gym. You have to like go to the gym every single day. You know, you're not going to lose weight the first day you go. Even on day 8, you're not going to lose any weight. Like, you're not going to make any money on day 8. You're not going to make any progress. It takes like months and months and months. And sometimes you feel like quitting, you know? And right now, I'm at that point where like, let's see if that worked. I'm at that point. It's gonna start talking.
My right fragments. Just keep moving down the road.
I'm at that point where I want to quit, you know?
Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at the Thorn's drones
like-
are here. This whole city is lost.
I'm like, is it
Need to
worth
find
it?
Lorenz.
I don't know.
The marsh.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start with the basics. Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
See if I progress quickly.
Good. Land here and press X to exit. Got it. This area
Alright,
is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side.
Nice.
Be careful, Solon.
It's actually
More of
there.
them. They must know I have the core. That's the lab.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
And that's the full game. I wonder if this guy will disappear, if the Aeroboticar will disappear if I wait long enough. Because it didn't spawn when I waited too long. But I did fix the switch script. The on exit Aeroboticar crap. Come on, I have to run this again. Cause last time I waited.
My head. Where's right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road.
Drones.
Standard Thorn industry models. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz.
I think I'm gonna make the marsh lethal. I want to make the marsh area lethal. I can add a collision or a marsh lethal entity on that area and have it cause damage to the player if they enter it. What do you say? Exploring lethality options. You know, where are you gonna put that lethal stuff? I think maybe they're gonna create a new entity. That's a great idea, and it fits perfectly with the dialogue, the marsh lethal. We can do this by creating one new script, damage trigger.js, and adding it to a new trigger entity. Okay, so we're adding a new script, damage trigger. And adding it to a new trigger entity that covers the marsh will also update level 1 manager to control when this trigger is active. Here are the new and updated files. Create a new script file with this name and paste it into the code below. The script will apply damage every frame to the player as long as they are standing inside the trigger. I've modified the level to control this new damage trigger. It will be enabled when the player reaches the marsh and disabled once they are safely in the car. Now you'll just need to set this up in the PlayCanvas editor. Create the trigger entity. Create a new empty entity in your scene. Okay. Name it something like Marsh Lethal Trigger. Scale and position this entity so its box shape covers the entire marsh area where you want the player to take damage. Add a collision component. Collision. Add a rigid body to it, set its type to kinematic. kinematic, add script, damage trigger, right? Yep. Add a collision component to it, set its type to trigger, add the new script. In the script attribute, drag your player entity into the player entity slot. Change it to whatever you like. Link the level manager. Select your level 1 manager entity. You will see a new attribute slot named Marsh Lethal Trigger. Drag your new Marsh Lethal Trigger entity in the slot. Now when the player reaches the marsh on foot, the trigger will be enabled and will cause damage, fulfilling the lethal marsh dialog. Once they fly over it, the trigger will be disabled. I don't think I'm going to update level 1 manager to that. I just kind of want it to always cause damage, no matter where they are in the level. But about halfway, and then yep, like that, like 200, I think is appropriate. Or no, maybe 170. Yeah, that looks right on the money. And here, okay, move it that way a little bit to like 250, and then do this like 160. Maybe 165. Move this a little bit this direction. 250.3. Alright, and then one, and then the marsh is like the entire 20. And now when I go into that,
My head, right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
so now when I step into this area,
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start with the basic. Good, you got it.
I should
I've
take
disabled the
damage.
barrier. Let's fly.
So let's go into the marsh. Okay, that did not work. What the hell? What is that? What if I fall into it? I don't think it should be a rigid body. I did not get the level 1 manager.js script. Can you resend it and don't redact anything for brevity? Maybe I do need the level 1 manager. Yeah, it's a rigid body, which is weird. It should just be a collision. Hold on, 0. And 0.1. Anything on the news lately? I know the elections just happened for like governor and all that. Do you guys agree with who won? You're absolutely right. My apology.
Head. Where's my rifle? Right? Fragments. Just keep
It
moving.
looks like
Down
the
the
response
road.
was cut off and you only received the switch.
Drones,
Here's the
standard
full script.
Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal. But there it is. The Aeroboticar, my baby. Built her piece by piece on deployment, only way across.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
Maybe if I turn it off rigid body. Why am I not taking damage, bro? Attribute damage per second default 20. Initialize player inside false, player stats none. On trigger enter. Other entity, this player entity, player inside true. If player entity script and this player entity script player stats equals this player entity script player stats. Could not find player stats script on player entity. This okay. Prototype update function. If this player inside and this player stats take damage. Damage second DT. Can you give me level 1 manager.js for this first? I feel like the road is too high or the marsh is too low. You're right, my apologies. The last response was cut off and didn't include the file. That's an excellent idea and fits the story perfectly. Here's the level 1 manager you asked for. To include the logic for lethal marsh. You will need to link your new trigger entity to the slot in the editor. Here's the complete file. Added a line to disable marsh lethal trigger at the start of the game. Set state post combat walk. Added a line to enable marsh lethal trigger when the player is walking. Flower marsh. Added a line to disable marsh lethal trigger once the player is safely in the car flying over it. I want the marsh to be lethal the entire game, no matter if the player is in the Aeroboticar or not, or where in the story the player is. It always needs to cause damage. Like if I land the Aeroboticar in the marsh, I want it to take damage, you know? Removing unnecessary logic. That's a much simpler, more robust way to do it. If the marsh should always be lethal, then the level 1 manager doesn't need to be involved in turning it on or off at all. You're right, we just need to update level 1 to remove the parts we tried to controlling it. Here's the complete unredacted file. Hold on, let me restart Google Gemini. I put this script damage trigger.js on an entity with a collision component on it, but when the player touches it, it does not cause damage. What am I doing wrong? Player entity player. Huh. Does it have a rigid body on this? Based on the file you provided, the script logic itself looks correct. When a trigger script isn't working, the problem is almost always in the editor setup. Here's the checklist. Select your entity, and check these components. Collision component is set type to trigger. Does this entity also have a rigid body? For triggers to work, they must have their own rigid body. Add one if it's missing. I don't think that's true. Select your player entity and check these components. Rigid body component. Does your player have a rigid body? Does your player entity have a script on it named player stats? Player stats. Yes. This player script player stats. To call the takedown string. If your health script is named something else like health or player health, it will fail. The script attribute. Select your marsh lethal entity one more time. Player entity slot. Look at the damage trigger script attributes. Did you drag your player entity into the slot? If the slot is empty, the script will do nothing. How to see what's failing. Run the game, open the developer console, and walk into the marsh. Look for these console logs. Player enter lethal area. Okay. I guess that's the only way.
My head, where's my rifle? Right? Fragments, just keep moving, down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. The Thorn's drones are here. This whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh...
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Let's read the console, see if it says...
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start with the basics. Good, you got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
Alright. Player entered. Maybe it does need rigid body. Generic trigger. Trigger second combat. Ignore collision with marsh lethal trigger. I think oh, you know what it is? I think it's because pictures, screenshots. Is it because my trigger second combat is touching the damage trigger. That might be why. Triggers second combat. Yeah, see, it doesn't need a rigid body, bro. What are you talking about? You know what it is? I think triggers second combat. No, that's a great question, but the triggers touching each other is not the problem. A trigger will only fire an event when a rigid body component enters it. Your screenshot actually shows a log from a different script, generic trigger JS, ignoring the marsh, which is fine. The real problem is that we are not seeing any logs from your damage trigger script. You should be saying damage trigger player entered lethal area in the console, and you are not. This means the on trigger enter function is not firing at all 90% of this time because one of the entities is missing a rigid body. One of these problems, marsh lethal trigger, does it have a collision component? Must be type trigger. Does it have a rigid body? This is required for triggers and add one and set type to kinematic. Bro, that doesn't do anything. Second combat. Oh, oops. Let's move them up a bit. Does it have a collision component? Your player entity rigid body is required. Does it have player stat script on it? Yes, it freaking does, dude. To be sure, let's add one line to your damage trigger JS. This will tell us if anything is touching the trigger. Now run the game and walk into the marsh. If you see damage trigger something entered, it was player. This is great. It means the trigger works, but your player entity attribute is not linked correctly in the script. If you see damage trigger something entered, it was some other thing. This means something else is hitting your trigger, but not the player. If you see nothing at all, which I suspect will happen, this confirms 100% that your player is missing its rigid body component. Bro, it has a rigid body component, bro.
My head, right? Fragments. Just keep moving.
Oh, wait.
Down the
Wait, I forgot to add. Now let's run it.
My head. Where's my rifle? Right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road. Drones. Standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at if Thorn's drones are here. This whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
Let's upload all of the everything is set up as you specified. I'm not getting any console logs. Why does shit never work for me, bro? Computers are so annoying, bro. Like, they work for some people and not for other people. I just want to get really freaking annoyed. Like, I just want to get really freaking annoyed and just... Thank you. I'm just kidding. Thank you. I found the problem. You're correct that you aren't seeing console lag, and a screenshot shows exactly why. The main problem level script you are running does not contain the codes for the lethal march. It looks like I sent you the wrong version in our previous messages. Your script is never enabling the march lethal trigger, so it stays disabled and can't hurt the player. Your screenshot shows the damage trigger script on your march lethal entity. The player entity slot is empty. It just has the gray placeholder. No, it doesn't, bro. No, it doesn't. Bro, it's enabled, bro. I'm thinking maybe it's because... What are you thinking, Peter? What are you thinking, Peter? Is it because the ground... What has the... Yeah, this guy has a rigid body on it. I'm pretty sure this doesn't need a rigid body, bro. I don't think the marsh lethal trigger needs a rigid body on it. It is only a trigger when it only has collision component. There is no check trigger checkbox on it. I can't even speak English, bro. You know when you're just really judgmental against yourself and you're like, you suck at everything, you suck at life, you're the worst. I'm getting a lot of that right now. You're absolutely right to point that out, and my apologies for the confusion. You're correct that there is no is trigger checkbox in PlayCanvas. In PlayCanvas, you make an entity trigger by setting the type of its collision component. You have two small setup visions. The collision type is wrong. Once your marsh lethal trigger entity, the collision components type is set to box. That's what it's supposed to be. You must change this type from box to trigger. There is nothing like that, brother. There's no such thing, bro. The player entity slot is empty. On that same screenshot, the damage trigger script has a slot for player entity. It's not empty, bro. It's right here. You are correct that it needs a collision component for the on-trigger event to work. The engine requires a trigger, an entity with a collision component set to type trigger, and a rigid body component set to kinematic. Oh, there it is. Now it works. Let's go. Let's freaking go. What the hell, bro? Like that, it was set up exactly like that before, and it wasn't working. I literally did nothing. Maybe I took the rigid body component off. But this guy is saying you need a rigid body component. There's no rigid body component necessary, bro. Let's make sure it works.
My head, where's my rifle? Right? Fragments, just keep moving, down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. The Thorn's drones are here. This whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The
So-
marsh, lethal. But there it is. The Aeroboticar, my baby. Built her piece by piece on deployment. Only way across.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
So you can't take damage while you're in the car, but you can take damage when you're outside of the car. Okay. Makes sense. I think I completely just avoided the second combat trigger.
More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
Okay, cool. Now the marsh. Alright, sick. Now the marsh makes you take damage. What was I gonna do? Oh, second trigger combat. I think I went underneath it. I can't go underneath it. But I don't think you can touch the trigger. You feel me? Because when it touches the trigger...
My head, where's my rifle? Right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still... If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh,
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
Alright, sick. I take damage when I'm outside of it.
That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
And I need to make the marsh around this area lethal as
Land
well.
here and press X to exit. Got it. This area is
Oh,
too
wait.
hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
Okay. So the marsh makes damage now. If I take too long, the Aeroboticar disappears, I think. Or maybe not. But now...
More of them. They must know I have the core. That's the last. Lorenz will be waiting at the extraction point.
I don't want it to say fire the mouse. Level 1 manager. Post, I think it's third combat. Third combat. Show prompt, shoot, fire, left mouse to shoot. This guy could probably disappear. Now when I play the game, it shouldn't say press left mouse button to shoot.
My right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road.
I have to play the
Drones,
whole
standard Thorn
freaking
industry
game.
models. I'm still... If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz.
I have to play the whole freaking game.
The marsh, lethal.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
forget how to fly me? Good, you got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
Go, bro. Go, bro.
That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
The thing is, I can like land on top of this building and like go through it. I need to add rigid bodies to it.
Good. Land here and press X to exit. Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
More of them. They must know I have the core. That's the...
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
I could probably turn that prompt off as well. Set timeout. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, that was disgusting. I can't go to the marsh, right? I should probably make it so that if you go this way without entering, you will die from the marsh if you go in. So if you're just a curious guy and you go this way, right here should kill you. So marsh lethal trigger, duplicate, and then take him and move him this way. All right. 2. And there you go. I think the game is pretty much oh no. I think the game is pretty much ready to launch.
My head. Where's my rifle? Right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road. Drones. Standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh. Lethal. But there it is. The Aeroboticar. My baby. Built her piece by piece on deployment. Only way across.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to... Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
So this is the game.
More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
I kind of want to make it so that when you're flying, you can't turn. You can't turn more than like 30 degrees. So that the Aeroboticar is like stuck in this area. I don't want people spinning out of control. I think that might be in drone car controls JS. I want to make it so that when the player is flying, the Aeroboticar is stuck between going forward and maybe 33 degrees in either the clockwise or counterclockwise direction so that the player is not spinning out of control. Is there any way to implement code for that in the drone car controls JS? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that when you're flying, you can't like spin out of control so that you're always facing forward. That's an excellent idea. Limiting the yaw left-right rotation is a very common technique to make vehicle controls feel less spinny and more stable. Yes, we can absolutely implement that directly in drone car controls JS. The strategy is to add a new attribute for the yaw limit so you can set it to 33 in the editor. And the update function, after all the torque from player input has been applied, we will get the car's current rotation as Euler angles, normalize the yaw angle to be in a simple negative 180 range, clamp this value so it can't not go past plus 33, negative 33. If we had to clamp it, we force the car's rotation to this new limited angle and stop any further spinning. Here's the updated JS. Drone car controls. Yaw limit degrees. Let's see if that works.
My head, right? Fragments. Just keep moving down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Okay.
Did you for good? You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
Oh god, I can't move at all.
More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
I can't yaw at all now. Yaw limit. Right here, clamped angles, get Euler angles, yaw is greater. If yaw is greater than 180 degrees, yaw equal minus 360. If yaw, this yaw limit, yaw equals this yaw limit. Needs clamping true, else if yaw is less than, yaw is greater than 180. I think I might have an idea of how to fix that. Because if the Aeroboticar is facing this direction and the rotation is not 0 when it starts, that did not work. Does it matter if the Aeroboticar starts at y equals 90 degrees? Examining initial rotation. Fixing the yaw algorithm. Adapting the clamping. Yes, that is exactly the problem. My apologies. The yaw clamping code I wrote assumes the car's forward direction is at 0 degrees. Since your car starts at 90 degrees, my code is trying to clamp its rotation to a range of negative 33 to plus 32, which is completely wrong and fights against your controls. You're 100% correct. We need to adjust the clamping logic to work around your car's 90 degree starting rotation. Here's the updated drone car controls.js file. I've changed the yaw clamping logic section to use 90 as a center point, so it'll correctly clamp the rotation to be between 57 and 123 degrees. Okay.
My head, right? Fragments. Just keep moving down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz.
Okay. Let's go.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Good, you got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
Oh, nice. Oh, did that work?
More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire.
Okay, I can't control this for shit. Oh, yeah, I can actually.
That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
The thing is, if I move all the way to the left, if I yaw all the way clockwise or counterclockwise, it will get stuck like that. Huh. I wonder why that's happening. I can't even really describe that. I wonder why that's happening though.
Good. Land here and press X to exit. Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
More of them. They must know I have the core.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
Got the core. Did you miss me?
Cute. Hang on. This is where the fun begins.
Okay, that worked, but when I'm flying and accidentally hit the 33-degree limit, the controls get stuck and I'm unable to yaw back to normal. Min yaw, center yaw, yaw limit. Yaw is greater than max yaw. Yaw equals max yaw. Needs clamping. Oh, because it clamps it. It like clamps it when I... If yaw is greater than max yaw, yaw equals max yaw. Needs clamping equals true. Ah, you're right. That's a classic logic bug. When you hit the 33-degree limit, the code is doing this every frame. You press A to turn left. The script applies torque to turn left. Example from 57 to 56 degrees. The clamping logic at the end of the update function sees 56 is less than 57. It teleports the car's rotation back to 57 and kills all angular velocity. The next frame, you're still holding A and the exact same thing happens. The car gets stuck because your input is being canceled out by the hard clamp immediately after it's applied the fix. The solution is to make the input logic smarter. We need to check the limit before applying torque. This way, if you're at 33-degree limit and still trying to turn, the script will simply stop applying torque in that direction, allowing you to turn back the other way. I've updated. You couldn't do that the first time, bro? The hell is wrong with you? Alright. I should have probably checkpointed.
My
You know?
head, right? Fragments. Just keep moving down the road.
I should have checkpointed before I started doing
Standard
this.
drone industry models. I'm still at if Thorn's drones are here. This whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start. Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
See, like, it gets stuck for some reason. Like, for a few seconds. Why does it keep doing that, bro?
Good. Land here and press X to exit.
As long as you don't hit the yaw limit, it should be fine like that. Also, kill any angular spinning velocity and make the stop feel solid. I think this might be it right here. If needs clamping, set Euler angle this clamped angles dot x. Clamped angles dot z. Clamped angles. Let me just revert. I think it was 3. 1, 2, 3. I might just leave the spinning, to be honest.
My head, where, right? Fragments. Just keep moving down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz.
I need to make a checkpoint here, though.
The marsh, lethal.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
I don't know. The clamping didn't really work. I think I might just launch the game.
Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
The marked zone might need to be bigger. Oh, and I need to make...
Good. Land here and press X to exit. Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
More of them. They must know I have the core. That's the
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
So there's a few things I need to do. The marked zone. Landing zone needs to be like right here. And it needs to be bigger. Like 16. The building, data core building. These walls need to be bigger. Actually, just make it 5. Three and 5. The wall side needs to be and then this wall side also needs to be 3 and 5, and it also needs a roof. New entity. Roof. So if people try to rigid body collision, so that if people try to land on a roof, they don't just fall through the building. And I think I'm just gonna launch the game like this, bro. Making a video game is hard, man. You put all this effort into it, and then like you put it on your website, you're like, yeah, I spent a lot of time on it, but it's complete trash, man. It's not that good. Sorry. I mean, I tried my best. Well, your best isn't good enough. Alright. So now if you land on the roof, you should be able to... Let's just play test it one more time. And then we can launch it.
My head, where's right? Fragments, just keep moving, down the road. Drones, standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly? Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core.
The press
Land in
P,
marked zone.
the press P to change perspective, to change view.
Good. Land here and press X to exit.
Okay, press
Got it.
X.
This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
Press X.
More of them. They must know I have the core.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
I need to move this back a little bit. Trigger building exit and car meeting point. Trigger building exit needs to come this way a little bit. What is that, 500? Car meeting point is at 500. Maybe like 495. Because that's where the Aeroboticar spawns. Yeah, let's do 500. We can put that at like 6. And I think that's it, guys. That took 8 days. 9 days if you count when I wasn't streaming. Should I launch it? Should I like publish it?
Got the core. Did you miss me?
Hang on. This is where the fun begins.
I don't like the press P to change view bull crap. This guy, switch camera text. Press P to change view. I don't want that at all. I don't want movement text either. And I don't want that I might want. Let's try that again. So the press P to switch views shouldn't be
My
there.
head, where's my rifle?
So this is the full game.
Right? Fragments, just keep moving, down the road.
There's no more first person movement on the bottom
Drones,
left.
Standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal. But the...
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Let's start with the basics. Spam I, J, K, and L to feel out the vertical thrusters. Good. Now try W, A, S, and... You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
It's a little
More
laggy.
drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
It is a little laggy. If you see, like, my frame rates are dropping a little bit.
land here and press X to exit.
Okay.
Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
Okay. Pick up data core.
More of them. They must know I have the core. That's the last. Lorenz will be waiting at the extraction point.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
Got the core. Did you miss me?
Cute. Hang on. This is where the fun begins.
All right, hold on. I messed up. I have to launch that again. I have to not pick up the core and see what happens, because I don't know.
My head. Where's my right? Fragments. Just keep moving. Down the road.
Because if I don't pick up the core and it triggers the third
Drones,
combat.
Standard Thorn industry models. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly.
I need to make sure.
More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone.
Let's not retrieve the data core and see what happens. See, like that would have been perfect for the clamping thing.
Good. Land here and press X to exit. Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, so.
More of them. They must know I have the core. That's the last. Lorenz will be waiting at the extraction point. Got the core. Did you miss me?
Cute. Hang on. This is where the fun begins.
Huh. I would have to make it so that level 1 manager doesn't move on to the next state. Third combat. Infiltrate building. Load and spawn data core. Enable entity. That's gonna bother me if you can just not pick up the data core. Right now, when I land, right now between the states, I am able to omit pressing X to pick up the data core, and the storyline still progresses when I hit the third combat trigger. Is there a way to make it so that Lorenz does not spawn on the other side and the state does not move on until I pick up a data core? I'm so over this game, bro. Me too. Yes, that's a much better flow. You were right. The player should be required to have the data core to progress. Here's the plan to make that happen. Add a gate. We will add a new variable. This has data core to the level 1 manager. It will start as false. Set the gate. When the player picks up the core, the onPlayer picked up data core function will set this has data core true. Check the gate. The trigger building exit, the one that calls Lorenz to the meeting point, will now check this variable. If this has data core is true, the game progresses as normal. Set state meet car again. If this has data core is false, we will play a reminder dialogue. Example, I should find the data core before I leave, and the game will not progress. Move Lorenz's teleport. We will move the code that teleports the car from state infiltrate building to state meet again car again. This ensures Lorenz only appears after you've beaten the drones and have the data core. Here's the complete updated level 1. He didn't even send it. Bro, I quit. He didn't even send it, bro. He said, here's the complete updated file with these changes, and then he didn't send it. How long have I been streaming? I think that's pretty much it. I think I'm just going to launch it as is. It will just be a bug, you know. I mean, look at this map. It's so buggy. Like, look at this. Horrible game. Horrible. 0 out of 10. Let's launch it. Export project, transfer ownership, delete. Hold on, can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can. How do I publish? Create, publish, communicate. Settings. How do I publish this game? Oh, I go to editor. I'm gonna publish as is, man. It will have to do. Publish, build and publish. Publish your project publicly on PlayCanvas. Download, build, and host it on your own server. Publish. A U.S. Navy SEAL engineer dude named Solenville builds a Lawrence Aeroboticar and has saved the world against an evil Dr. Thorne and his Omnicorp Skygrid, whose plot is to control the side with version 1.0. Release notes. Flight controls tutorial. There are some bugs. I'm sorry, but this is the best I can do. There are some bugs. I'm sorry, but this is the best I can do. Enjoy this quick story line in this demo. Publish. Okay. So now I take this. Hold on.
My head, where's my...
And I'm just gonna put it on my Wix site. I have to make sure that I'm not, like, my data and stuff. I want to make sure I log in. I'm just logging into Wix so I can post it on my site. Alright. Select and edit site. Edit site, and then you'll be able to go on lorenzero.com/game and play this game. And that's pretty much it. I did my best. Game. Change website address. Paste. Update. Publish. And it's live. So now if you go to lorenzero.com, go to game. There you go, it's on the website. So now you just wait for it to load.
My head, where's my rifle? Right? Fragments, just keep moving, down the road.
Here it is.
Drones, standard Thorn industry model. I'm still at war. If Thorn's drones are here, this whole city is lost. Need to find Lorenz. The marsh, lethal.
System boot. Solon, you look like hell. Thorn's forces are everywhere.
Lorenz, you're alive.
Did you forget how to fly me? Good. You got it. I've disabled the barrier. Let's fly. More drones. Did you forget how to shoot? Press space to fire. That's the last of them. See that building? The old comms array. You need to get inside and retrieve the data core. Land in the marked zone. Good. Land here and press X to exit. Got it. This area is too hot to stay parked. I'll circle around and meet you at the extraction point on the other side. Be careful, Solon.
More of them. They must know I have the core. That's the last. Lorenz will be waiting at the extraction point.
There you are. Took you long enough. Get in, let's go.
Got the core. Did you miss me?
Cute. Hang on. This is where the fun begins.
And that's the game, guys. Oh, man. Alright. Thanks for watching me develop that. Finished just in time. Took me 2 hours today. Not like the most proud moment, but it will have to do to just show my friends and, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time I upload a video or stream.